Right, hopefully the camera mount doesn't get Brewer's droop. So today from TMC, stay there 5 minutes battling with the tape. We have cut it open. So we've gone for the DC fitted, well, the DC variant. So I need to get a chip. So I'm going to buy a sound chip, which will mean it's cheaper than the sound variant. The sound chip being, well, I think one of them's got one for 120 quid. So we are literally the virgin opening of this. So hopefully we haven't got a carer scale syndrome or Hatton 66 syndrome. The only thing lying on the floor is the NEM coupling. Does feel quite weighty. That's the detailing pack. That's an underslung fitting. She's definitely a chunky monkey. Got the carriers, axle boxes. Let's get it in shot, would help, wouldn't it? Everything is there that's supposed to be there. Wiper blades, lamp irons. I think the steps on the bogie are separately fitted. I just had one of them click when that was my finger. Everything I think that came with it is still on it. I suppose the other air dams are full ones to cover up the NEM fitting. I don't know whether I'll be running it blindside. So yeah, it looks okay at the minute. As I said, the layout is not set up at the minute, so it will get a test run shortly. Yep, it's all in the box that's supposed to be in the box, and all that's on the Loco is on the Loco. Let's have a way before we cut the video off. I know people have said, oh, let's see, I can't remember what the Deltic was. 700 and something the Deltic. It is on one of my old videos comparing it with AC6000. Well, this weighs in at 682 grams. Well, that's what it says on this scale. So we've got the no point in having them open doors, as everyone's commenting. I don't think it was an afterthought, I just don't think it's a necessary addition for the amount of time it takes to assemble. So yeah, future video to follow. Sorry this has been a bit crap and I waffled on, but hey ho. So a while back, post-Christmas video, I said that me and the wife don't really go mad, and we couldn't find nothing that we wanted. I couldn't find any railway deals and anything that was you know, that I wanted, and sort of the same with her really, other than, you know, what she did want was more than we normally spend for what you were getting with gold jewellery. And the price of gold is a bit mad, not unlike the price of Bachmann locomotives. But a couple of weeks ago, or 3 weeks probably after this filming, Bachmann exclusive edition from Rails of Sheffield they're obviously not selling them as quickly as they hoped, so they dropped the price of them. And the sound weathered one was the dearest, and then there was a sound one and a non-sound one, you know the score. Anyway, I thought, well, I got this one, and she opted to pay £200, so that left me finding £63 for the rest of it, so £263 for a £330 Loco. Not a bargain, but obviously a better deal. I wouldn't have entertained paying over £300 for a Loco nowadays. And I do need to increase the fleet of London North Eastern, be it the green or the wartime austerity black. So we purchased this one, which I haven't had running yet. As we speak, the shed has been cleaned, but I haven't reset the board back up, and obviously we are getting, well, harsh by British standards, cold weather. Last night was -7. This is filmed after my last video from the Spalding one, which was -6. So I won't go for a full unboxing. It's a V2 London North Eastern with sound. You will see it probably in a later segment. For those of you on Instagram, there are some pictures of the detailed interior, the brasses picked out and such like. This is a new tooled version. Now, putting this to one side, a week or so after, I think it was Derails, they had an offer on a Bachmann B1. So that was £120. So I thought, well, I'll go for that. That's a good price. That was just a straight one. I'd got to put a chip in it. So I ordered one because they only had 5 in stock, and looking, they were about 179 RRP, and most of the resellers are doing them at about 150, 160 odd. So 120 was a bit of a deal. So I ordered it. Then sort of done a bit of research, because with there only being 5, they're going to be gone before you know it. And let's get the camera up there so you can see my ugly unshaven mug as I'm talking, and there's nothing else going on. Ooh. So yeah, I ordered this B1 and then looked to find out more about it. I found a couple of reviews, and I think Sam's Trains had done one, but it was, I think, another release from several years ago. They haven't actually done anything to the Loco really since they took the tooling over from Mainline, other than obviously modernising the chassis and running it. So I looked at a couple of reviews, and basically it's a piss poor, it's there. Well, not equivalent to Hornby Railroad, but it is in its quality of manufacture, given that most of the Hornby Railroad is Lima retooled, Mainline Airfix rehashed into Bachmann. And looking at it, it had the curved Bachmann logo, which was just a replacement of the old Mainline one. So a guy's review was, it's got no tender pickups, none of the cab detail is there, it's not picked out, it's older moulding, but I mean, the Mainline wasn't bad for its time, but this is 40 years on. So really, it's £120 Loco that 3 or 4 years ago would have been an £80 Loco. So I cancelled it basically. I thought, no tender pickup, I mean, I have got some Bachmann and Hornby ones that have got no tender pickup, but I thought, a bigger Loco, you rarely need that. And I thought, yeah, I could upgrade it, but why should I? It's a brand new Loco, but it's obviously not been brought up to the 21st century requirements. So I cancelled it. Thought I'll only regret it. So I phoned them up the same day as I'd ordered and said, can you cancel the order? Which they promptly done, no problem. I got an email literally before I'd put the phone down. But it did take them a week to process the refund back on my card. So that was the end of the Steam saga. This is video more of the engines that were that never was. Now everyone's been getting their class 59s from Dapol. I've had one on pre-order since last year, bearing in mind that this has been 7 years in the creation of when they first said they were going to do a 00 gauge version, and then it all went quiet for years. Yes, we had the intermission from 29 onwards, which has delayed production of anything from China. So I'd got one on order since, well, over a year. Not heard a dicky bird from them. And everyone else has been getting, I don't know whether they've been retrofitting sound to smoke units or there were some sound and smoke. But I've seen like HO versions of the 66 and other locomotives, including US ones, that have got a smoke generator in them, and it doesn't work with diesel. They don't look like diesel exhausts. They're steam generator type units that very few of them really, other than the modern expensive one that the guy's doing with water, they're a bit of a gimmick, and you're paying extra for it, and they're not that much as good as bloody things reflecting in my glasses, isn't it? Oh look, triple O. What a tit. Anyway, cut a long story short, or try to. I've not heard anything from Cheltenham Model Railways. They're actually got adverts for the pre-orders on the next batch, and I've not heard dicky bird, so I thought I was Sodom. I'll try and find it somewhere else. And I found it at Time Tunnel Models, and it's £201 for the digital smoke version. Now I thought the digital was sound and smoke. There is very little information, and a lot of the companies they've changed it because they've put the new ads on for the new stock. The codes were there's only like one letter difference between the model variants. So I had ordered one from Time Tunnel Models in replacement for the one I've not heard bugger all from, and then realised after I'd ordered it and researched it further that the model I was going to get was the same one as I'd pre-ordered that I thought was sound and wasn't. Now, Time Tunnel Models, I managed to get that for £189, including free delivery, so it was cheaper than the 201. So I thought, well, it seems cheap for a sound, good deal there, but I know they were doing them at the old prices. So I cancelled it because I thought, well, I'm not paying, now I've got to shell out another £120 for sound. That puts it into the excess of a £300 loco, and if I wait, the next batch is £280 for sound and smoke on the next model run, and I thought, how long are they going to be? Is it months or is it years? So I thought, sod it, I'll buy the DC and I'll order a sound chip with possibly a better sound file. So that's what I've done. Christ, that took a long while to get there, didn't it?